Hello, hello. Good evening, good evening. I know it's a little later than what we normally do here on the stream. I know it's a little later than what we normally do on the stream, but I hope everybody's okay with the fact. Still trying to be consistent on Thursdays, but I wanted to try something a little different this evening. By the way, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And also let me know, is the music too loud? Is it too soft? You guys let me know, because I want this to be something that you enjoy. Let me know how my mic sounds if you don't mind. Like I said, I want to make sure this is something that you enjoy. But tonight, as you can see, we're doing something a little different. I'm Tabitha, by the way, Dreamy Tabitha, an artist here on YouTube, if you didn't know that already, in case you're new here. But yeah, so there was this trend going around a long time ago, and well, I'm doing things a little differently here too. There was this trend a little while ago going around on the internet, right? And it was where you splashed a bunch of colors, right? And then you kind of like enhanced it or pencil drew over top of it or something like that. Anyway, I tried that the other night with some artwork, and inspired by a movie that I will, well, to be fair, like, so I would show it to you, but it's artwork that's going to be exclusive to Patreon, because I've been starting to do now once a month where I do first time watches of movies, and then I release the full movies to the patrons. But this was so much fun. Okay, so much fun that I decided that I was like, I want to do that this evening. Normally, I know we kind of create creatures and things like that together on Thursdays, but we're still creating. This is something a little different. Still something a little different. Let me mix my colors. So normally you're supposed to use like watercolor or something like that. I don't mix and dabble with watercolor. I use acrylic paints and markers and coloring pencils. Those are my mediums of choice. But you know, I figured if I just watered down some acrylic paint, it wouldn't be so bad. But I want to give this a try. So first things first, I got me my picture, and I've got my reference over to the side. Nothing wrong with doing a ship. Thank you, Forgotten Man. Yes, so we're doing things a little. I want to try to make it kind of like a space, an outer space pirate ship. Doesn't that sound pretty cool? So I don't. It's. I have everything a little bit faintly drawn here because I don't want it to be too seen when I start coloring. But you can see there's like this gigantic planet in the background, and so a couple of years ago, I dabbled in. Actually, I profited off of the trend of pour art. If you don't know what that is, you fill a bunch of vessels with like paint, a specific kind of paint, and then you pour it out and it creates these kind of abstract pictures. You can go back in my old videos from years ago. I did quite a few of them. It's really mesmerizing, lots of fun. And so it's creating art, but it's a little bit chaotic because you don't know what the outcome's going to be, right? But there's actually something thrilling about that. So I have something in mind that I want for this. We know we're going to get a ship. We know that. But I don't know what the rest of it's going to look like. Okay, so let me, while I tell you what, I'm going to do the colors, and then I'm going to find you an example of what this spill art looks like and what we're going to aim for when I let the paper start drying. So let's roll up our sleeves here. Got my little band, though, for CRPS awareness. We talked about that last live stream. Love, hope, and I think faith. There should be courage on there as well, but it's not. If you don't know what CRPS is, check out last week's video. But anyway. Okay, so let's see if I can kind of sort of get this. All right, so I'm going to take my blues here. Okay, now this is, I'm a little nervous. I have high hopes for this picture, but again, it's kind of chaotic. So I know that I want like there to be, I know that I want, like, you're supposed to actually like pour this out and then like use your hand and splatter. We ain't doing that today. So I know this is water down here, but I want some here. Guys, what do we do? What's my life come to? All right, let's see if we can get a good chunk of blue down here. I want a good chunk. Oh gosh, it's a mess. Maybe I could just. Can I? Because you're not supposed to have it too. Oh, excuse me. Okay, because you're not really supposed to direct it too much. Okay, otherwise it kind of. All right, that's. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, it's all right. It's enough of you. The ship just sank. Yeah, down with the ship. All right, next color. We're just gonna go free for all here. Oh. I do want it to get a little bit of purple going, so I'm going to try to get some pinks down here. Yeah, it helps to make the noise. All right, now this looks like a hot mess right now, but I promise there's, gosh, you should see my desk. Rest in peace, my mic, my keyboard. Okay. I'm not a master whiz at this. I don't think anybody really is. I don't know. We're gonna get some yellow here. All right, we'll put this up in the planet. Ready? Ooh. Go for it. Oh, my poor desk. I have, this thing underneath, but all right. Get some, man, I do like the colors. This is going to be really cool. I do like the colors. I want a little bit of yellow. Oh, well, I wanted it down at the bottom. It looks like I'm not getting what I want. All right, come on, down at the bottom. It's not. Hey, yeah. Let's see if we can. This is okay. Wow, this is all right. All right, that's enough color. Calm down, Tabitha. I think I see a face. What, like this? Like an eye and a nose, maybe? Okay. Last but not least, this is where it gets a little more scary. Oh, I might not have put enough water in this one. See if we can do some vignetting here. Man, my blue really turned into green, didn't it? All right, but I promise there's a method to this method to this madness. Doesn't look like much now, but it might not later on either, but we're gonna try. I want to put a little bit more blue in here. I think I put too much color on here, so I need to calm down. So then you have all this craziness, right? And then you're supposed to Is your room now matching your paint? Yes. Hang on. See my desk. My keyboard looks like that. My hands obviously look like that. And my microphone looks a little bit like that too. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So, this is just our foundation. Although, it's not quite as much black as I was hoping for, surprisingly. I feel like I need to put more color in the sky. So before, I'm trying something a little different too. Before, I actually, I did the background first. And then I did the drawing, but I saw other people do it this way. All right, we got to get some color up in here. All right, the thing is you're supposed to have some negative space as well. This paper's not happy with blue, but this is what we got. This is what we're doing, okay? I think if I'm taking away the beauty of the simplicity of this. So what we're doing now, but yeah. And I don't know, I don't think it's translating onto the camera too well, but in the pink, there's actually a little bit of metallic, like little, um, very fine sparkles, basically, which is a super cool effect for later on. But hey, gaming or what? And I see Andrew Roderick says hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So this is kind of a pirate ship. Don't worry, it's gonna look cool. I swears. On the Precious. Let me put these things in a safe place. Last time I spilled them accidentally, and I did clean it up, but I panicked very much. This is an excellent question, gaming or what? Yeah, it's on. All right, so this here is the question of the evening. So while we're waiting for this to dry, let me look for what's it called, like spill watercolor art. I think that might be what it's called. Let me see if I can find. That's kind of sorta I'm looking at, sort of. Not really, because so maybe this is what it is. Sort of. That's why is it so hard? Maybe I'm wording it incorrectly. I need to find like a video of it. I'm not sure I know how to do that efficiently. So let me get just whatever it is. This picture here. Is this? It says it's a video. Great. Now I can't even look at it. It's a terrible video. Oh, well, wait, pause. Okay, so, all right, let me bring it up. You do painting too? Excellent. Everybody should. All right, so let me see. I'm new to all of this stuff here, but let me see. This is going to be like a really tiny screen, so I don't know if you can see this or not. So they've got this piece of paper, and then they've got the colors on it, right? So they did this a little reverse. I've seen some people where they draw first and then they put the color. Some people splatter the color first and then they put the drawing on top, which is what this person is doing. You can see drawing with two hands. I hate them already. And we just skip ahead and they start filling in some color, and then they create their art piece. I hope that showed up. My screen kind of disappeared as I did that. So I apologize if that didn't. Did that come up? I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so then you fill it in. So while you wait for this to dry, and then I knew it. Oh, okay, it's not so bad. Guys. I need a bigger desk. I need like a Brobdingnagian kind of desk. Shoot fire. There goes my yellow. Nearly got paint all over my little Christmas Jawa. Can you believe that? La 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 Jawa. It's terrible. By the way, new stuff in the Etsy shop if you're interested in some chibis. But then I'm going to bring out my Faber-Castell. So this is where the fun begins. This is where the patience ensues. So let me get this over here. And let's see if we can do this. This is fairly dry. It's kind of hard to see everything, but that's okay. So I'm going to start with the sails. So it's going to take a while to see. Gosh, this is very intricate to see everything. But what it's kind of also supposed to make it look like there's a portal. This is still a little wet, so I think I should start with the blue. Oh, my. All right, let's start with the blue. And you're meant to enhance. Dennis D, hello. All I see is a thumbnail. Now I see and hear. Okay. Hello, hello. Hello. Hi, Starlink. Hello, hello. Just in time to see the jaws. Cool. Okay, so then we color. And this takes a long time. So buckle up, buttercups. I might not be able to finish this all in time. but I'm super excited about it. And hey, Rogue. Hello, hello. I hope that your stream was an excellent one. He was doing a Thanksgiving stream. But basically, you then enhance everything around here. Now, really, you're supposed to not... the way that I did this before and the way I've seen other people's, whatever's in the negative space here, you're not supposed to color. So it kind of made it look like a portal. But like art, in many ways, there's really no wrong way to do things. There's just good and better ways to do things, depending on what you're going for. So this is still brand new to me. While it is sort of like with mediums that I'm familiar with, it's using them in a very unorthodox way, which is cool. It's nice to have a challenge every now and then. It's nice to expand and to grow. In fact, this actually worked to my benefit. This little pink spot here was actually an accident from my previous attempt. But yeah, it's good. Got derailed as normal. Face green, smiling. Obviously emoji. Got derailed. Yeah, usually does. All right, so we're starting with the water, putting down a layer. So typically on Thursdays, if you're familiar with the procedure, if you're usually here on Thursday evenings, I do stream usually a little earlier. But I was out and about, and then I got home, and I was like, I need to be consistent. I need to keep up with the Joneses, that being myself, and just continue. Now, I know that we normally, like I was saying, we normally create a world, but I was like, well, this is still creation, right? This is still something different, something outside of the box, because I'm attempting to create a space pirate ship. I think that'd be pretty cool. We'll see how this goes, because the paper needs to dry. I can't even see the pencil marks. Hope you can see. I can. Maybe if I lift it a little closer, it might be a little out of focus, but maybe you can see them. They're very detailed. So I can see quite a few of them. It gets a little muddled all up in here. So what's really cool too is the fact that I've got all this color on a pirate ship, that I'm not going to make it rainbow. I'm actually going to attempt to color the pirate ship as according to my my reference picture, which is a little bit more whimsical, but it is still more realistic, right? Like, we know pirate ships don't come in blue, pink, and yellow. Those are some fancy or questionable pirates. But what happens is it creates like this ambiance. Right? Ambiance being like the lighting effects of whatever's around it. It's super cool. Jay needs to be here. History of I right? He could tell me some stories. Well, I don't know how many. Maybe does he know any space pirate stories? That would be kind of cool. How many space... I'm surely there's got to be space pirates. Hello. Hello there. There's got to be... Now, like, Pirates of Dark Water is not... They're not space pirates, but they're, like, fantasy pirates. Right? So that doesn't really count, does it? I know I saw his video about Pirates of Dark Water. It is such a shame, and we have all been ripped off for that show never fully coming to fruition. Tis a shame. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of darker color here. Han Solo, space pirate. Yeah, but was he was a smuggler. I wanted to ask somebody who was a pirate aficionado. Is there a difference between a pirate and a smuggler? And I'm sure that there is. What is it? What's the difference? What would you guys say is the difference between like a pirate and a smuggler? Because they would seem like, you know, the same kind of thing, right? Would seem like they were the same thing. Right, exactly. See? Exactly my point. He wasn't a pirate. He was a smuggler. You said space pirate ship is going to have solar sails? Well, we could say that it does if we wanted to. I think I really did put too much color on here, but we're gonna see if we can make this work. You just never know. Smugglers don't steal. They smuggle. But smuggling is a type of theft, isn't it? Like it includes theft, doesn't it? Right. Captain Harlock. I don't know who that is. Who is Captain Harlock? They sound impressive. Okay. All right, so our I guess our light's kind of coming from back here. If I look at my reference, of course, my reference picture, I'm sure we all know, reference pictures are just guiding posts, basically. We bend the rules to our own whims. It just gives us something to kind of base things off of. Piracy often it's an anime, okay. Piracy often resulted in thievery. Smuggling is moving illegal items from one location to another while avoiding authorities. So kind of like Captain Malcolm Reynolds in Firefly. You wouldn't really call him a pirate, right? He was a smuggler? Is this where we draw the line? Though Lando called him, "You old pirate." This is true, and maybe that was like a joke or something. Like, let's see. I wonder what happens if we add a little green. Not much. Okay, so kind of a waste of time. Well, let me see. Actually, put a little bit of green in here. He did call him a pirate. Now that I think about it, now that you've brought that up. Oh, I'm coloring in the spot. See, this is where it gets hard. You're not supposed to color in the white spots, and I have made the mistake. So, Rogue, you say it's anime. I love when people are like, you know, when you ask the question like, where's that from? What's that from? And you're like, anime. Well, I mean, that's like saying, that's an interesting quote. Where's it from? A book. Like, what? What anime is it from? Granted, I am not well versed in the world of anime, but perhaps I could be enlightened. Perhaps, sir, you could enlighten me. Doesn't mean pirates didn't smuggle at times. Right. I find that there's a thin line and there's really a definition difference when it comes to pirating and smuggling. I do get that. It almost seems to me like pirates are essentially thieves that smuggle, and smugglers steal from thieves to smuggle them out. I don't know. You're sending me a link right now. Okay. I don't know. In my mind, that made sense, but... adding some greenery here. This is going to take a while, guys. The water... Whew. Especially since I'm not totally sure about what I'm doing. I have an idea, but I think the water down here is a little too wet. A little too saturated. So let me see. Let me give it some time. Kind of collect my thoughts here. Let me move on to some rock. But again, I gotta remember, I can only color. I can't color over here. No rocks over here. I can only color the rocks that have been invaded by color. Rogue has sent me the link. Well, I can't watch it now. You can't tell me the name of it? Is it some kind of wonky name that you know I can't pronounce? That's why. That's why he's not telling me what it is. Because I'm going to read it and I'll be like, Hero Shaka Naka Waka Doodle Fritz a collab. I feel like that's not it. No, you missed it, Tabitha. Go and watch it, and they'll tell you how to pronounce it, because the S and the T and the N are silent in Japanese. It's just the way of the world. There we go. One layer at a time here. This is quite the gamble. Space Pirate Captain Harlock. Okay. That is the title. Thank you. And I was correct. I have no idea. Billy D. Williams, one of my favorite. Love Brian's song. I am a Chicago native all of my life. Oh. Smuggling isn't always a bad thing either, depending on what you're smuggling and who you're trying to avoid. This is true. I remember reading a book. Most of you, some of you, all of you might know, Love Me Some Jesus. Yes, I do. King of my heart. Thank you, Jesus. But there was a book that I read called God's Smuggler. And it had to do with this guy named Andrew who, I forget what country he lived in, but it was somewhere in Europe. And after he came to know Christ, and he just wanted to help people to know Jesus as well, he became basically a smuggler of Bibles into places like China and Russia, if I'm not mistaken. And smuggling goods, into other countries, all that. There are two versions, early 80s and a movie in the CG. Both are really good. Anime fascinates me. It really does. But somehow I just cannot sit down and watch it, right? I tried. It was recommended to me, Demon Slayer, and I enjoyed it. But I never finished it. I never got past 3 or 4 episodes. I just can't somehow... Okay, there's no hate, no shame to anybody who watches anime, okay? But somehow, for me, it is difficult for me to just sit down and watch a cartoon. Yes, I know, technically, whatever people want to say that anime is not a cartoon. It's a cartoon, okay? It's a cartoon. But, kind of like for adults. But, which sounds really bad. Some of them, that's the case. But anyway... I can't. I've always wanted to. Growing up, man, Sailor Moon. All the kids on the soccer team the girls were watching Sailor Moon, and it was. I remember the Barbie doll, the dolls and everything, and it just looked so cool. And I always wanted to be a part of that group. And then as I got older, one year for Christmas, my brother actually got me season 1 on DVD. And I was so excited. So excited. And I watched, I think, 1 or 2 seasons. And some of it is just it's hard for me to... everybody's really excited. And very dramatic and over the top. And I don't know. It's just kind of hard for me to get into it. I don't know. Is it if you've watched it when you were younger, is it easier to watch as an adult? I don't know. Is it hard for adults to get into anime? I don't know. All right, this is supposed to be like an island way off in the distance. I'm not just putting a brown splotch here. This is intentional. I heard a story about a female doctor who would smuggle small children out of Nazi Germany. Hey, they're another great example. Glenn Frey, The Smuggler's Blues. I have no idea what that is. All right, I'm starting to lose my pencil draw shapes and stuff like this. I may have bitten off more than I can chew, but we'll find out. I think because I put too many, I think that's one of the things too, is when you do with the hand, bigger splotches. And with the brush, I did, as you can see, too many little things. So I may have messed this up, but I hope that through many of my streams, you guys have come to understand, or maybe accept, or already knew that we can make beauty out of ashes, if you will. We could turn this frown upside down. I'm a little bit concerned, but we could do this. Right now it doesn't look very hopeful, but that's because it's a chaotic mess. But I promise that there's a lot of layering that goes into this. With the other drawing, it was only about I had to turn the other way, so it was about yay big, and it wasn't nearly as much detail, and it probably took me like six hours to do that. We're not going to stay here for 6 hours, but I just giving you a heads up. So if it seems like it's all just ridiculously yicky, there's going to be a process. Hey, rolling chairs! I started later. I did. Normally I try to start around 9:15. Today, I was out and about, and I was like, I still want to stream. So, let's see. I think the papers are down here. So let's try the boat. We start with our brightest colors, work backwards. So yeah, you can do it. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I greatly appreciate that. I guess more accurately, out of concentration camps. Yeah. Hey, Ado! What are you drawing? Sorry I'm late to the party. No, you're right on time. It's probably hard to see, but I'm actually you should appreciate this, Ado. It's a pirate ship. You should check out, by the way, Fabworks. Awesome stuff over there. Another wonderful creative artist. Great guy with a great voice. Okay, so I've got to pay attention. There are actually quite a bit of pieces in here that are small where the color didn't go to and did not saturate the paper. So I've got to color around the negative space if I'm supposed to do this the way that some people do. So that's like I said. Yeah, exactly. Ado's got a great voice. Ado should be narrating books, man. Like, awesome. One of the best voices on YouTube. Okay, so for those that are just popping in, I'm trying something different. I would really, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to give you guys sneak peek access to my Patreon stuff, and I'm just going to have to give something special to my patrons later on at the end of the month. So I do first time. I started doing first time watches on Patreon and releasing the whole videos there, and then of course I do artwork that's inspired by whatever it is that I watched. Last month I watched Child's Play for the first time, created a Chuck E. Chibi. So this time I wanted to try something different. So I have never seen, I'm just going to let you guys all know, I've never seen the movie Treasure Planet until the other night. So with this trend, this is what I created. Like a space pirate ship, and then I did the splatter. Now you'll notice again, so the splatter is a little more contained. It's not quite as chaotic, and there's a lot wrong with the ship. But overall, I really love how this it came out. And in the movie, there were like these portals, right? So I thought this would be super cool to try to make this ship like it was coming out of a portal in space. So that's kind of what I was going for. A lot to learn from this picture. Not perfect, but I really like the way that it came out. And you'll notice that little splotchies and stuff like that. That looks awesome. Thank you. And you see that there's some pieces missing, right? You know, totally on purpose. So I don't know if I'm going to get the same quality out of this as I will out of this, but we can try. Does it at least float? Well, they're not meant to float. They're meant to fly. But this one's in the water. So we'll see. So like I said, it takes a lot of layering. So just to give you guys an idea, it took me probably an hour and a half just to do the sails. Maybe longer. Just to do the sails. I turned on an audiobook and I did these things. and that took over an hour. So that's why I said, if you think this looks weird and you're like, I can't see it, this is where the whole trust the process, patience, because you've got all these little things that you're trying to color, and you know, it just takes time, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Like, I think I made the mistake of thinking that I got this. When it's like, no, not so much. All right, so, all right, we color this here. I may have messed it up a little bit. I don't know. The flying pirate ship from Stardust. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, anybody else seen Treasure Planet? Like I said, that was my first time ever seeing it. Was the other night. And the colors, I think, just worked really well for this. Anyway. So we're just going to get our base coat down. I say our base coat, but essentially base layer. And I've got to make sure. So that was the other thing, too. I'm trying this a different way. I think I might like it the other way. So with this, as if you were here at the beginning, I put the picture down first, right? And then I did my splatter. With the other one, I did the splatter first, and then I put the picture over top of it. And I think that might be the better way to go. I still have my reference picture, so I can, if I wanted to, always go back and try this again one day, because I tell you what, I really enjoyed just, it's been a while since I just had a day to just draw and to color. I don't get days like that very often. I mean, I know, like, my whole life is coloring and art and everything like that, but there would, well, if we'll just have a little walkthrough Tabitha's life here. When you're an artist and you're an entrepreneur and you're the only person doing everything, you know, I'm the conceptualist, I'm the artist, the colorist, I am the graphic designer, I am the photographer, I am the video editor, the sound editor, I am the marketing manager, I am the social media manager, and that's just for like art, and I sharpen the pencils. So I got a lot on my hand, and so there's a lot that goes into art that's not even art, right? It's not even art. It's managing the artwork. And so I don't get many days where I can just grab coffee, sit down, and just either have like a movie or music or audiobook playing in the background and just enjoy. Just practice, just see what happens. I don't get days like that where I can just see what happens on the regular. A lot of times, especially with YouTube and everything, it's all got to be strongly intentional. There's got to be something behind it. And while, of course, I was doing it for my patrons, it was just kind of like a try it, see what happens. You got some time today. And it was so great. So, you know, it's just nice to be able to have days like that. Okay. Never saw Treasure Planet. You should. Underappreciated. That's what I say. Exactly. See, Ado understands. And so that's just like the world of art and YouTube. That doesn't count family. That doesn't count your dogs. It doesn't count taxes and cooking and laundry and painting the house, building the fence, and, you know, sailing the yacht on the weekends, right? So, hey, Kelly girl. Good to see you. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard to have those days where it's just like, you know what, today, we're just going to go where the wind takes us. Just go where the wind takes. Man, all right, so this area here, I'm a little befuddled. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's happening here. Like, okay. All right, I think I think I got... Whew, this is rough. Tabitha, you put too many splotches down. They're not big enough, some of these splotches. We're gonna make it work, though. We might have to cheat a little bit. I did cheat on my other one a little bit because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was like, hey, this looks good. So here we go. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, this is like a Dalmatian over here. There's too many spots. But we're getting ready to go into the weekend. You know I like to ask, what you guys got planned for the weekend? I have laundry. I like to get all of my housework done. Oh man, a huge chunk of like what's important in the ship is missing. But that's okay. It's okay. We're not gonna panic. Of course, some of my paint is metallic, so every time I shift, I can't see. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do this. Hey, it's Stunning and Brave Megatron. What you doing? We are doing a space pirate ship with splatter pattern. We are trying to. Anyway, we might have to cheat a little bit here because there's a little bit too much going on. So we're gonna cheat a little bit. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell the internet. We're keeping it secret, just between you and me. Okay. So we're just basically putting down, I was saying a little while earlier, like a base coat. This is kind of like blocking things in. So that we know where we can and cannot color and what will need to be highlighted, shadowed, what we're allowed to work with. Hopefully you can kind of see something coming to fruition here. Let's see. And then that's when you start accentuating. Let's see. Another day of work. I'm done with these 6 work days. That's rough, Forgotten Man. 6-day work days. Well, and that's the other thing too. I don't know what you do, Forgotten Man. That's the other thing about the entrepreneur life is that you really don't get a day off, right? Because if you're an entrepreneur, every day is a work day. And if you're an artist, every day is a creating day because the mind... All right, one of my favorite quotes. You guys ever seen Good Burger? Come on, please tell me you've seen Good Burger, the movie spin-off or whatever of All That, which was basically Saturday Night Live for kids and teenagers. Anyway, in Good Burger, Sinbad... So funny. Sinbad was the teacher. It was about these 2 teenagers, and one of them was in school, getting ready for summer break, right? And he's falling asleep. Like all these kids, the last day of school, all these kids are falling asleep in school. And Sinbad, he's like left over from the 70s, and got the big collared shirts, got the afro, all this stuff. And there's this scene where he's like strolling down, everybody's falling asleep, and he was like, you might be asking yourself why I would give you a quiz or a test on the last day of school. And he's like, you know why I give you a test on the last day of school? And he was like, right there at the guy's desk who's falling asleep, he's like, because the mind never sleeps. I use that quote a lot. Because the mind never sleeps. And that's kind of what it's like for an artist and or entrepreneur. Because, you're the one responsible for everything. Nobody's coming to rescue you. There's no, you can't be playing Aretha's song, Rescue Me. It ain't coming. Because you're the one who got yourself in that mess. And here we go. Let's get this mast. Secondary mast thing going. Never saw Good Burger. You've only heard about it. Oh, hello, Anonymous. Only heard about it. Well, look a little sad. Hey, we all been. I think all of us can say we've been there for God, man. It's okay. Like, you're doing good work. You said you're an electrician. You know, you're doing great work. I don't know if there's I don't know if there's specific kinds of electricians and whatnot, but just think of the power that you hold. Because if you don't do your job, then people like me, people like a lot of YouTubers and a lot of influencers and a lot of billion-dollar companies and all this kind of stuff, they can't do what they need to do. So, you know, you're doing great work. Continue. Hold the fort. Keep going. Yeah, without people like you, it's kind of like the IT crowd, man. Like, without that, there is nothing. There's can't continue. Hey, guys, put your hands together because in the chat we've got Emily Kruger saying hi, Tabitha. Hi, Emily. Hope you're doing well. All right, so we've kind of got a ship going. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to get all the wooden pieces done so we can kind of see where this needs to be at, what this needs to look like. Let's see, is this the mast? Is that the mast? I'm a little confused. What is this? How is this attached even to the ship? I don't know. I drew this. All right, let's reference photo. It's like right down the middle, right here. Okay. It's a little. I decided that's just part of my problem. I just go too complicated. I know it's like go big or go home, but like, dude, I need to go home because I can't even translate what I drew. It's Mike Likes Tacos. Dropping some tacos in the chat. I'm licensed to do just about everything. Well, good. It's always good to do just about everything. Very handy trait, that is, doing just about anything. It's all about amps and wattage. More power. All right. What is this? I don't think this is anything. Oh, wait. There's a thing coming off of here that goes... I don't even know what this is. I don't think well, according to our rules, I'm not allowed to connect this piece of wood to anything because there's negative space here. So we just got this floating piece of wood. We'll let that go and see if we might need to break the rules with this floating piece of wood here. Let's rotate and get this one. Okay, so we got that. We got this side over here. Floating piece of wood. But it's space, right? It's science fiction. So, I mean, we break the rules. It's okay. All right. So... okay, this is wooden too. Okay, what is this? This is another sticky thing. Right, connects this one here. I feel like I'm doing some kind of a weird puzzle. Who needs rules? You're right, Stunning and Brave Megatron. Who needs rules? I need a few of them. Otherwise, it's just dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. But can you guys kind of see a ship coming? Can you guys see it? I'm feeling a little bit happier about what we're doing now. Still a little nervous. But I can kind of see it coming. I can see it coming. We are a long ways from home, though. We might not get a lot of this done tonight as much as I would love. But kind of like our lizard lady, if you remember that from a couple streams ago where I redeemed myself with my lizard person. Where's she at? There she is. You remember that this is what we started off with. This is how we finished it. you know, I finished the background later off camera and then posted it so you guys could see what she looked like. Just imagine that right now our pirate ship is basically this, and I'm hoping to make it look essentially like this. But really, I want to make it look like this. Just finished Ghostbusters about an hour ago. Which one? I mean, I'm gonna assume the original one, because why bother with anything else? Right. Okay, what is this? This is another one of these things. Okay. I don't know the names of the pieces of the ship. I don't know what's the... I know what the mast is. I know what the mainsail is. I know what the anchor is. I know what the hull is, maybe. Possibly know what the hull is. That's the bottom, right? It's the base. I believe that's what that is. Could be wrong. Okay, we're getting somewhere, folks. Oh, more floating wood. Shoot fire. More floating wood. That's okay. I think as long as we have enough pieces that look identifiable, it's okay to have some floating wood in here. Let's see. Is this wood? Let's look at the reference. It's a nothing burger, so... Oh, here we go. I spy with my little eye. I'm breaking some more rules here. It's a little bit crooked. I'm okay with it. Where do those stairs go? They go up. That's right. Just watch out for space jaws. Depending on how this goes, we might throw him in there somewhere. All right, what is this? What is this? This is also a piece of wood. Okay. Look, the ship bone's connected to the flag bone. The flag bone's connected to the anchor bone. The anchor bone's connected to the whalebone. Now they're the work of the Lord. Okay. And then there's this useless piece of nothing that serves no purpose in this picture, but looks super duper cool. It's like this spear jutting out of the mainsail, the mast, that has a sail on it for some reason, but that would totally serve no purpose and slow the ship down. But it looks cool, so that's why it's going on there, right? I mean, for obvious reasons. Obvious reasons. Because if a ship don't look cool, then what's the point of having one? I mean, what's the point? Okay, it's got like a arrowhead spear thing at the top. Okay. All right. Sort of kind of got a ship. Cool. All right, this is like our base coat thing. Oh, I'm not allowed to color in here, so we've got a hole in the side of the ship. Cool. Let's see, this needs to be colored. I missed this. Let's see here. This gets colored. There we go. Nice dark blotch. That would be used in our favor. May the odds ever be in your favor. Anybody interested in the new Hunger Games movie? I think it's telling the origins of the Hunger Games, isn't it? I tell you what, Viola Davis looks freaky as heck. I think she's supposed to, and if that's the case, she done a good job. She looks really freaky in the trailer. I'm kind of curious. Semi. Thank you, Ada. We got some information here. The hull is in the middle lower part. All right, wait. The middle lower part of the ship that is watertight, that is designed to hold cargo. So I was sort of correct. I missed the part about the middle. I kind of just assumed that the whole bottom portion was the hull. But now I am enlightened. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. I would, before I get into the shadows, shadowing is my favorite, by the way. I'm going to put some highlights. So is the ship in a storm? Not exactly. Novameld asks. It's not exactly in a storm. I kind of want it to be almost like, again, kind of like the other picture I was showing, where it's kind of like going through this portal. It will all, like I said, kind of make sense in a long bit. Let's see. Let's put a. Oh, wait. Breaking rules. All right. We'll just break the rules here. I'm gonna put a nice highlight here. Oh, nope, don't skip that part. Skip that part. Shoot, man, this is hard. There are a lot of sections that don't have color that I need to have color on. There we go. It's Hadrosaurus 76! Ship in an artistic 16-bit splatter fog. It's exactly what I was going for. Splatter fog. Are you using OBS or StreamYard for your live? I'm using StreamYard. Why do you ask? May I ask? Ooh, gotcha. Even cooler. Yes. We strive for coolness. Alright, so this is obviously a very bright yellow. But when you start merging it, Faber-Castell's really, along with Prismacolor, they're really excellent for blending. Very creamy. And the thing is, the unfortunate part about artistry and the like is that a lot of stuff gets lost on the common folk. And I don't mean that to belittle the non-artistic people, but they a lot of times, unless you are a art connoisseur or somebody points it out to you, a lot of people they miss the nuance, the little things, you know. A lot of people won't notice the stuff. Like right now, you probably can't even see the yellow on the wood, and that might partially be due to the fact that the camera, all of that, internet be wonky like that. But kind of sad that all these little details they don't get the recognition that they deserve. But at the same time, the picture won't be the same without it. For sure and for certain. You like the music? Good. Yeah, I like to, a lot of times I like to have a chill stream. A lot of people tell me that they listen to it when they're getting ready for bed or just settling down for the evening, and try to keep it chill. Change the music through periodically throughout. I say, what, sir? I claim the ship and call it Swift Sunrise. Oh, I think I need to go to bed, but thank you for the stream. Would say see you next week, but it is Thanksgiving. Okay, so let's just address the new elephant in the room. Yeah, next week is Thanksgiving, so I won't be streaming. I'll be hanging out with family. But we might move it to a different day. But at the end of the month, instead of a Friday, on a Thursday, I'm going to be having another art party. Hopefully you guys will come along for that. Going to be having some guests back on, and we're going to be mixing things up a little bit. It's going to be super cool. Hopefully you guys will join us for that, but I just want to let you guys know. I know it's nothing like trying to be consistent with streaming and then having a holiday just kind of throw you off. All right, so we've already gone in an hour. for this stream. And guys, look how much I have yet to do. And, you know, a lot of the reasons why I stream is for fun, of course. Come to hang out with you guys. Oh, hang on a second. It's getting to be that time of the evening, that time in the stream where I need to pause the music and switch it over to the undercover vampire policeman. There it is. And a lot of times when I stream, I like to let people in on the secret life, if you will, of artists. But you know, a lot of what we do, it goes unseen, and people don't understand the time that it takes and the layers, the process thereof. And I hope that I, number one, entertain you, but also give you appreciation for art and artists. And also that if you're an artist or attempting to do artwork, that you see that we all try and fail. We all just test the waters, as they say, and encourage you that you're in a good group of people that just trying our best, hoping for the best, and just getting better. And sometimes we succeed, and sometimes we don't. I'm glad that you all got to actually see my disastrous lizard painting, even though in a way I kind of wish you hadn't, because of course, as artists, we all want to give our best. We want to produce the best, but sometimes our best doesn't mean that we're not good at what we do. It means that we're just not skilled yet in what we're attempting to do. Doesn't mean we don't have the talent. Ado, thanks for coming out. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well. Always a pleasure. Always. But I want people to understand that it's a lot of work being an artist. Like right now, my hand hurts. My finger's cramping. My hand's burning a little bit. It's just part of it, you know, when you do the same thing over and over again, applying pressure, switching out tools. It's all part of it. We do it because we love it. Have to. When I was doing the other boat the other day, which, by the way, since not everybody made it out this evening, I think what I'm going to do is take this live stream down. You guys get to basically have a sneak peek, because that art was supposed to be for my patrons. And I'd hate to kind of steal that from them, even though everybody that was here did get to see it. But not everybody was here, so I'm going to take this stream down whenever we're finished. And you're welcome, guys. Got to be a little sneaky. Hey, it's Deranged Lunatic, aka DL. Yes, well, I did start streaming a little late. But I think I'll take the stream down when I'm finished and then just post the highlights, because I want my patrons to know that they're special to me, and it's not really fair, but I had to show you guys. And so that being said, I'll go ahead and show you guys. That was the art piece that will be going up there. And so you guys get that sneaky peek. That just wouldn't be fair. But I want you to know, like right in here, I don't know if you can see the discoloration, but it burns after a while. Because what happens, you know, you hold it and it's pressing into it because you have to apply pressure. And I can shift. I tend to color like so. Sometimes I color like this, but it starts hurting in here too. But you know, you do it. You do it for the glory. When I say the glory, I mean like self-glory. You do it because you're excited to see what's going to happen. That's how I was the other night. I'm like, my hand was burning and hurting so bad, but I'm like, I can't quit now. It's like reading a really good story. It's like, what's going to happen at the end? What's it going to look like? I need to know. It's like reading a good book. What happens next? What happens if I do this? I have the most common voice. Well, okay. I've never been told that before, but I hope that's a good thing. I hope that's a good thing. Here we go. It looks a little bit more interesting now, right? Because we have some darkness here. This contrast is building. So this is what's giving me some hope for the rest of the painting when we start putting in the planet and the little mountains. Even though there's a lot of splatter here, again, we might have to break some rules. Some of the problem was because the paper wasn't quite wet. I should have done the splatter first so that I had plenty of time to have it dried so that the coloring pencils would work properly. But I was just too excited. I wanted to show you guys the process of the splatter, just so you could kind of witness the fun and the chaos, as you can clearly see. You know, guys, it never fails. I will do my nails and then get so excited about either some kind of manual labor or some kind of art project, and like, hopefully this will come off. Otherwise, it's like I just ruined my nails. I can't help it. It was supposed to say you have the most calming voice. Doggone it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I always thought it would be real. I say I always. The last couple of years, I thought it would be really cool to narrate a story. But I didn't think that I really had a voice that could do that. I don't really have like a gravelly voice. I don't really have I would say a deep soothing voice. Whatever it is that we tend to gravitate to typically when we listen to people tell stories, share things. I always thought that'd be kind of really cool. And so it's nice to be able to do this on streams here. I appreciate when people tell me that. I've had several people tell me they enjoy listening to me talk, or we share our stories when we're creating our fantasy characters, which we'll be returning to them soon. We can't give up on them. We gotta figure out that story. I still can't remember. There was a couple of streams ago where I was saying that I was out going for a walk one day and I saw this pond. I was walking around like a very large pond. Maybe it was a lake. I'm not sure at what point a body of water shifts titles. Like, is it a large pond? Is it a small lake? But anyway, and I had this thought about mer people. Not necessarily mermaids, but just people who live under the water. And I was like, man, that's so different. That's so cool. I need to share that with the chat. So I didn't write it down because surely I'm still young enough to remember something that I thought about during the day. But as my life has gotten busier, more productive, busy, fuller, I need to start writing things down. I think it may have been vampiric mer people, but it was different. It wasn't like they were feeding on people. I can't quite remember what it was though, but it was really cool. And if I ever remember what it was, you guys will be like the first people I share that. If I can remember what it is. I would love to hear you read Bible scriptures. Yeah, you never know. I may have been approached with that proposition on someone else's channel. I'll let you guys know, should that happen. But thank you. That really is quite the compliment. Okay, so we've got some stuff going on over here. Just kind of trying to softly transition our colors. And so you can probably see why a lot of artists listen to music, watch movies. Well, we really don't watch movies. We just have it playing in the background. We listen to music, listen to music and movies and audiobooks, because I mean, some do sit in the silence and just listen to their own thoughts. I do that sometimes too. But very rarely. But you can see why it's this thing about, like, honestly, if you know an artist who really takes a lot of time to hone in their craft and work on their projects, Christmas is coming up. Christmas is coming up, guys. And if there's an artist in your life and you're like, I don't know what to get them, honestly, really great gifts, in my opinion, to get them. It also depends on what the medium is, but earbuds. Either earbuds, like the wireless ones, really good earbuds, or a set of headphones. Some people really like the big, bulky things like what I'm wearing when they listen to music. It's like it shuts noise out so they can really focus, like go into your own world. Some people like the earbuds because there's no wires. I don't know if they make these, what are these called, cans? If they make them without wires, that would be really cool. Those would be really great gifts if you have an artist in the family. Something they could use. Do you like AirPods? I actually don't have AirPods. I have some kind of off-brand earbud things. I want to eventually get different kind. My favorite kind. Let's see. I don't have them with me right now. I wish that Apple or anybody would make wireless versions. They used to have the kind, you got your little, I'll just say this is very, very large, but they had the thing that would, the gummy piece that went around the ear. So you had the part that goes inside the ear, and then you had a grippy gummy thing that would go behind the ear, kind of like one of those little Secret Service things. I wish that they would make them like that, because for me, that's a lot more stable. It's a lot more comfortable and secure. I don't really like the ones that just nestle in the ear canal. I would much rather have those, but I don't think they make those. But I mean, it seems like a lot of people go jogging with AirPods and stuff like that. The ones I have are not made for jogging. I tried one time. And like every now and then they just like have to catch them as they fall, and that's like takes you kind of out of the zone of jogging. For people like me who paint and draw and color a lot, another great gift you might consider for your artist friends or family members. Perhaps you've seen me wear these a couple of times. I actually got these for like typing and working on computer, but they're great for painting and stuff like that. I don't like to use these ones when I paint because I really like these. So they're essentially fingerless gloves. Oh, that feels so good. They come in a pack of 2, but it's like it gives a little bit of extra cushion. So it's because you can actually get almost like callus or blisters from the constant rubbing if you don't give yourself a break. And just kind of They're really great. They keep you warm, keep you snug, give you a little extra cushion. They come in different colors, but you can go to some websites and you can get, because a lot of authors wear these. When I've been writing my book, I wear these as well. My hands and everything tend to get really cold very quickly. And so these are nice. You can kind of adjust them as you go. But this is really cool. I got this for Christmas a couple years ago. It has some of the paragraphs of Bram Stoker's Dracula on it. They sell Peter Pan, Pride and Prejudice. So it's really cool that you can actually get them with books on them. His eyebrows were very something. Dracula is one of my favorite pieces of classic literature because of how impactful it is. But yeah, these are really great for artists as well. So just something to consider. There's special websites you can write. I think you could type in like author gloves or things like that. Or you could even type in like Dracula or Peter Pan fingerless gloves, and it should take you to a certain kind of website. Actually, that felt really good. Or like on Amazon, they have them where they're just not. So, but you would think, oh, I'll just get like fingerless gloves, but these are thin. They're like cotton. They're not wool, so they don't get too hot. Sorry, what is everybody saying? Yeah, the AirPods hurt my ears if I wear them too long. See, and that's no fun because you kind of have to jam them in there for to stay, right? They have the ones that are bone conductive. Those are supposed to be pretty good, and I've actually thought about getting the kind that go on the back of the head, right? Like the back, like on the cranium, the base of the cranium. I've heard of that. I wonder what that would be like. That would actually be fantastic because, you know, if you're jogging and you have stuff in your ears, that's not really that safe. Some ninja could sneak up behind you and you'd never know, which normally you wouldn't anyway because they're ninjas. But you can't hear traffic. So it's really dangerous. So the idea of having the sound strictly coming through vibration from the bone would actually be safer, I would think. I don't know. I wonder if they've done like long-term studies. Is it good to have your skull vibrating for long periods of time? So now you can see I'm just getting a little bit darker. When you see the water get super dark and everything, it's all gonna come together. Exactly. You've got to watch out for the Foot Clan. They're out there. The one really great thing about me, about being Tabitha, if I might say so, is the fact that people would consider me, I think by the definition, I don't meet the criteria, but people describe me as ambidextrous. So I can, in a sense, use both hands for different things. I use my left hand for delicate artistic things that need precision, sewing, painting, drawing. But I use my right hand for hard things or things that require a lot of extra lift. Baseball, putt-putt, lifting weights, whatever the case might be. Lifting a picnic table off of some poor helpless child in the woods. You know, whatever calls for. But like I was saying earlier, I do all of my own editing and everything like that. And so because I do so many video edits, after a while, my right arm starts to really hurt. And so it's like, then, okay, I take a break for the next day and just focus on artwork and that really wears out my left hand. So it's like, okay. And the next day we trade off and do video work and just trade it back and forth. The ship is new for you and it's good clean lines and scaling. Well, hopefully. I'm glad somebody thinks so. Glad somebody thinks so. I appreciate that. I appreciate the vote of confidence. You just wait till we enhance all the rest of the colors. It's going to be great. So normally, I don't know that you can see this, but there are like these weird lines in my paper. Normally, I would not like that because it's not clean, it's not blending properly. But for the sake of the wood in the ship with the grains, I like it. Now, they're going the wrong way, but we're just going to pretend like that's not a problem. Let's see. My niece was born left-handed, but when she went to school, her teacher didn't want a left-handed student in her class, so she taught my niece how to be right-handed. My niece ended up using both. So that's kind of my story, sort of, in a way. So if I'm not mistaken, I might have some of this a little bit backwards. I think it was that I started out right-handed and then decided to switch to my left hand. God knows why. And my parents were fine with that. But there were some things where my mom just said I can't help you, it's too much. And so some things I can only do right-handed. So for example, I cannot use scissors with my left hand to save my life. I can't get the angle down. I know they make left-handed scissors. I've never taken the time to go get those. I don't need to. It's fine. My life's been just perfect without them. But I can't use scissors with my left hand. I can only use scissors with my right hand. So things like that. But yeah, it used to be it was superstition. Like people thought it was weird and like witchcrafty if you weren't right-handed, which is absolutely ridiculous. But people used to be that peculiar, you know? Superstition, very powerful in many ways. It's the same thing with like being redhead and all this kind of stuff. It was like you were weird, you were different. I don't think uniqueness it was invented until like the later 19th century. People throughout history have just had a hard time. People just had a hard time with other people who were different. You're not wrong, deranged Linda. DL. It looks hard or difficult when I see somebody left-handed. It is hard because I've had people, they look at me and they're like, I don't understand because you make like this claw, because to them it looks like we're writing like this. Okay. Obviously not to that extreme, but it looks like it. So let me see. Let's see. We have a fun time with Tabitha here. So when you're right-handed, you just do this and go across, you know. We're just good with that. Oh, it's so great. Like it just kind of goes right across. It's fantastic. You don't have to drag it. It just, or you don't have to curl around. You just go. So fantastic. I love it. But with, so you can see that you just squiggle and go. With this one, you'll notice you kind of have to curl around. So I know you're probably like, I don't notice much difference, but like a lot of times left-handed people have to curl their hand and go like this, or we do it from underneath, which I don't obviously do because you can see the difference, but because of the fact that we don't want to drag the ink. That's what makes it really difficult for left-handed people, because it's a common thing. Left-handed people have these smudges always here. They're handiwork always looks, because they, you want to drag it across. And calligraphy is ridiculously difficult for left-handed people for this reason as well, because of the fact that, that ink doesn't dry as quickly, and so it just stays. And so you literally do. I remember watching tutorials on YouTube, and the guy was explaining. He's like, you have to do calligraphy from underneath, or you have to do it from up top, because you're going against it, and you can't. Otherwise, you'll drag and the ink will go everywhere. Versus being right-handed, you're going away from it. So now, if I could just do. Let's see. Like that, it would be a lot easier. The quick brown frocks, be a lot. I mean, obviously, I don't do this very often, but it would be. It would be easier if I just go like this. So much easier. But you learn to adapt. I'm sure that probably for left-handed people, when they get older, you probably get issues in this area here because of the fact of in the wrist, because you have to do this for so long. You're cramping, and I don't want to say it's going against nature, but as far as the direction you're going, kind of goes against nature. But yeah, it's hard. There's some things that you don't realize that it's hard until somebody points it out. Hey, it's Tim! Love the Michael Jackson glove. So fetch. You know it, Tim. I'm trying to be cool like you. It's all I hope to esteem to be. Do I have a P.O. box? No. I'm probably going to look into getting one, because several people have asked me that. Because a lot of people are super awesome and generous, and they want to send me stuff for whatever reason. Appreciate it though. Like, for example, not these, but my other set of coloring pencils. Actually, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I always like to thank everybody. Like, this was actually sent to me by a subscriber through my Amazon wish list. That's in the description box if you're curious to know. But like, I used, as you can see, like they're all different heights. I use these all the time. They're like my favorite. People sent me paintbrushes, things that I put on my list, things that I need, some things that I just want, because people ask. So I'm just gonna, it feels kind of weird to say that, but I'm just gonna throw it up there. So they are in the description box, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the P.O. box because people ask me, and I'm grateful, super grateful. I also, shameless plug and whatever, but I just recently got stickers put into my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in little chibi stickers of my characters, obviously I've got Ahsoka. I've also got Darth Maul, and I've got Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, the future king of the pirates, in there, with more coming soon. I love this sticker. She turned out so well. So this one is the transparent one. You can see. Transparent, but they also come with white borders, just to let you guys know. But yeah, I love her, and she's great. So imagine here, I don't know if you saw my shorts that it sounds so weird telling that to a bunch of people. But if you follow along my channel, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll see that I post shorts from time to time. And I did some shorts of Ahsoka over here. And you may have seen where it was just the base layer. It's kind of like this. Everything starts out looking yuck and trash like this, okay? But eventually, with the layers of the color, you can see this gradient in her face, right? I should say this gradient, this variation, this blend of color, you know, from the highlights going into the shadows of her orange, same thing with the blue and everything. That's what makes everything come to life. Same thing with her color in her shirt and everything like that. And so hopefully you'll understand that as we go along with our ship, if you remember what it looked like way in the beginning versus what it looks like now, we can see that quite a bit of progress has been made and will be continued to be made. I am obviously not going to get a lot of this done this evening. Because there's so much to do. And a lot of it is still, what was that? Because a lot of this is experimental. This is only the second time I've ever done something like this, so I am still learning. So I appreciate your patience, your interest, your intrigue in all of this. And so I need to, let me put this down. I don't know what's going on over here. But, excuse me, I'm sorry, my phone was doing weird things. But I'm excited to keep pushing forward with this. For sure. Let's see. Let me put some more, breaking some more rules and everything like that in here. But man, I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. I really hope you enjoy these streams. I appreciate you guys just getting involved, giving me ideas, support. You don't know how much that means. Like I said, you know, you're doing it all, you know, and then in hopes of people enjoying what you make. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, right? You could put a lot of hard work. I was just talking to another content creator today about how frustrating it is that you can put all of this time and energy and passion into something, and social media is marketing for you. And you know, you could try to edit and do all the cool things, right? All the cool trade things, the right hashtags and everything, and get nothing for it. And that is absolutely freaking frustrating. You're like, I don't understand. It worked for them. I was telling this other content creator, I'm like, I remember looking, this was like a year ago, 2 years ago, seeing a short advertised to this chick, this young girl. She had to be like 10. And the tile was just her face, right? No captions, nothing. And so, like a sucker, I'm like, let me check this out because it had 6 million views. Yes, you heard that correctly. 6 million views. So I was like, man, this gotta be an interesting video. It was not. It's literally this girl looking like she just opened up her mom's cell phone or something like that. Took a shaky cam video for like 10 seconds. I don't think she even said anything, and she turned it off and posted it. That's it. Fam, that's it. That's all she did. That's all she wrote. 6 million views. Fair? No. That's absolutely not fair. And so it can be very discouraging for content creators and artists, all of us, where it's like, I don't understand. I put my heart and soul into this. I used the right hashtags. I used the right buzzwords. I did the thing. I kept up with the trends. And that's where I've noticed a lot of my fellow artists here on YouTube, where there's this battle. There's this, really, it's an integral battle going on inside. Because in a way, if you want to get out on top, you want to be YouTube famous and whatnot, you kind of have to sell your soul. You have to sell your passion. You have to sell your creativity and sell it. You're basically, what everybody's basically saying is that you're creating content, you're not making art. And this goes into a very broad, kind of touchy conversation with a lot of artists and wannabe artists and think they be artists, where they're like, well, I created a beautiful image, especially with this AI nonsense. But they're like, well, I created this picture. It's beautiful. It didn't take the... I gotta be careful here. But people think, well, like, look, all you gotta do is splatter something. But yeah, but where's the passion? Where's the pride? Where's the joy? You know, and everybody's got their own strange take on what is and what is not art. But, and that's, you know, it is what it is. It's a whole nother conversation. But it's like, yeah, you have this battle between creating what you want to create versus creating what the algorithm wants you to create, because this is what the populace demands. And that's a real struggle, because it's like I've seen a lot of popular artists on YouTube, famous, you know, big name, big numbers, and they basically are telling you, like, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about YouTube and social media is that people pretty much like the harsh reality is that people aren't really interested in your art. They're really not. They're interested in you, the artist, or they want to be interested in you, the artist. They want to be invested in the person creating the art before they fall in love with the art. And that's just kind of how it goes. It's salesmanship, basically. And so a lot of artists, not all of them, but a lot of artists, this is a big struggle, because a lot of us have bad social skills, underdeveloped social skills, or just a lack of interest in people in general. But we are creative, and we want to create art, and we want people to love our art, and we want them to appreciate the work that we put into it, the skill, the time, the effort, the passion. But again, the harsh reality is, if nobody cares about you, they're not going to care about your art. I've seen it over and over again. And I was just talking to somebody, and this is going to be controversial, but I've seen it, and it's just factual. Because this is the way that social media is. Take it or leave it. And there's no negativity to these types of people. It's just something that I've noticed that I think has to do, again, with the interest generated, is the fact that I have noticed when it comes to art lately on the socials, that we're let me be careful how I word this. We are in a very interesting time frame, where we were talking about, you know, superstition, left-handed people, redheads just a little while ago, is that being different used to be kind of a curse, right? People didn't understand it. They didn't like it. They shied away from it. They didn't want anything to do with it, disregarded. Nowadays, if you have something that makes you different, something that would have normally ostracized you from the community, from society, now it's almost like it gets praised and or adored. And I will give you an example. And you can tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. And again, I don't mean any disrespect to these people, but I have noticed that if you have some kind of disability, and if you're an artist, a fitness person, or like a traveler, things like this, but you have some kind of a disability, that it's almost like this gains you instant attractiveness to people, an investment from people, because it is amazing to them and us, the rest of us, that you can achieve, or create something even despite having this disability. So autism, visible forms of autism, Down syndrome. These things are, and I again, I don't mean this disrespectfully. It's just I've noticed this kind of trend. I don't want to say it's a trend. These people are not choosing this life. But social media, the algorithm, people's interest is piqued when people are missing a limb, but they are still able to compete in triathlons. People have, again, visible autism. And when I say visible, like the things that come with autism are visible, and they can create these images and all these kinds of things. I see a lot of children selling art pieces that are beautiful, but it makes you wonder if this person were, I see people that are perfectly able-bodied, in contrast, and it's difficult for them to sell. And it's not because they're not handicapped, by no means, but it's more of the interest, the storyline. They're not interested in the artist because they're just normal. People want something interesting. Whether it's something dynamic, something different, or just care and love. Some people are attracted to certain social influencers because they have a heart for charities, or they have a heart for their mom. I've heard, or I watch this one YouTuber who basically has now created this social media presence with his mom all of the time in his videos. And he's become super popular because who takes their mom on trips everywhere? Who dresses up for Halloween with their mom when they're a full-fledged adult? And so it generates this interest. It's something different, right? And that's not a disability, but that's just something that's not common. It's not the norm. And so now people have been invested in this person, and they love this person because they do something outside of the norm. And so that's kind of frustrating in a way, because as artists, you're like, well, I create beautiful art. I'm talented. Everybody tells me I'm talented, not just my mom. But it's true. I remember listening to business people, entrepreneurs, and they're like, the harsh truth is that when people buy your products, they're not really buying your products. They're buying a piece of you. They want to know who you are. And once they know you and they like you and you've gained their trust and support, then they will find ways to support you back, you know? It's just fascinating how we as humans work. And again, this is no slight to those people. The other people that have disabilities, they work so hard and they deserve the following and the admiration that they get. We could all maybe learn a thing or two from these people about perseverance and whatnot. But it is interesting how that all works. I think some communities probably take advantage, not communities, but like the algorithm and stuff like that. They don't, a lot of times I don't think they necessarily care because it's computer generated. I don't think they really care what the person's going through in life, as long as it, you know, pushes product and whatever. But yeah, we all love a good feel-good story. Absolutely. I'm excited for those people. But it is the harsh truth. Invested. Like, let me follow. I want to see what else this person can do. And so then you subscribe or you follow them because you're amazed, you're mesmerized, and that's good. But anyway, I could be totally wrong. I don't think so, but it's just something I've noticed. Stunning and Brave says, well, Deranged Lunatic says, I thoroughly enjoy your streams. Thank you so much. Art comes from the soul, not from typing a few descriptive words into a program, and that does the word for you. I believe that. I feel creepy now. Nice hole and railing, though. Cool. Thank you. Great. Good to hear. Yes, it is definitely looking more like a ship. It kind of looks like a creepy pirate ship, doesn't it? All right. I think what I'm going to do before I close down for the evening, and I totally missed spots of where the wood goes. Oh, dang it, Tabitha. Because I wasn't concentrating. I have your Cara Dune and Stargate in front of me for no reason. For no reason? I hope there's a reason. I hope the reason is that you like it. But Stunning and Brave's avatar is strange, and I may never buy from him. Well, that's the other thing, too. You gotta know your audience or know who you're deciding to generate from. But that's the thing. Stunning and Brave's avatar is a great conversation piece. Like, it's like, who is that guy? What's that guy all about? What's he do? What's that guy all about? He does some really great color streams, like that Snow White one that he did the other day. Oh, good night. I know it's getting late. I need to head out too. Stunning Megatron's a fantastic avatar, of course. Yes, you are. It's fabulous. Now, did you design your avatar? Or where'd you get that from? If I might be so intrusive and ask. All right, let's see. Let's put a base coat down for our sails. No, okay. Got it from a Flash Gets video. I have no idea what that is. Everybody's got a story, though. I know whenever I bring on, like, guests and I have, like, YouTubers on to learn how to paint and stuff like that, I always enjoy hearing about how they made their usernames and stuff like that. It's always kind of a fun story. I mean, mine's pretty basic. Tell people I'm dreaming Tabitha because I'm always dreaming. Maybe this will be like a ghost pirate ship because some of these pieces are missing. Maybe we'll stick with the portal idea. Here we go. We'll just put this base down. I kind of want to create. I kind of want to finish this with you guys. But I don't know. I'm itching to finish this maybe tomorrow or work on it tomorrow. Maybe I'll have to have like a bonus stream this weekend or something like that. To continue this project so you guys can see what it looks like, even though I said I was going to take it down. Like I'm just all over the place. I'm all just in between. Just all up in between. You guys are awesome. I do. I always appreciate when you all show up and hang out, comment, give me stories of your own, facts. Let me know when I'm incorrectly labeling a ship. Always appreciate that, of course. Okay. I'm super grateful. It's like, you know, kind of what we're talking about, like, who am I? I mean, I'm not saying I'm terrible at art, but I've got a lot to learn. I'm always learning. And sometimes it doesn't always work out, and you guys still come and hang out. And that means a lot to me. That really does. Because it kind of gives you this freedom. And I don't know if you guys could, unless you're an artist yourself, maybe, I don't know if you can fully appreciate it. It's like, when people still show up, even when your art's not that great, you make a mistake, you mess up. It's like, and people still come and they're like, hey, it was good. Hey, we're still learning. Like they kind of got your back. it gives you this freedom to just keep on painting or drawing or creating, because it's like, okay, not because everybody's going to like what you do, but it's more of like they're not necessarily judging you as harshly as you're judging yourself. They're still coming because they want to see or hear or just hang out with you or what you're doing. And that's a very comforting place to be. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys really understand the full gravity of appreciation I have for the fact that pretty much every week you guys are coming out, hanging out with me, watching me try to do something crazy, create a sloth turtle creature or a koala weird toad. Caffeine. Man, I need to start digitally drawing those things, but again, I'm so busy with all these other things. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully you can see a little bit of the creaminess that went into the sails here. As opposed, like it kind of muted some of the vibrance, if you can see in the comparison between here and here. Hopefully that translates well on the screen. So basically when you put down this very light layer here, this lighter color, that when you add the other colors, it helps to blend and to merge them together a little bit nicer. Let's see, what color are our sails? I know I keep saying I'm going to quit, but I just want to be able to show you. I think this would be the right color. Let's try this one here in the back. We're just kind of... work just a little bit at a time. There's actually in my thing here supposed to be lights that are actually shining, which is really cool. I've never seen it before. I don't think it'll show up in that color. It's supposed to be like lights shining behind the sails. I don't know if I'll be able to translate that well. I'd have to make everything really dark, which I'm not opposed to that. So maybe I'll have to take the time to do that. Check out the glass wing butterfly. It would be cool to have sails like that. Oh, are those the transparent ones? I've seen pictures of those. Super cool. Let's see. So I'd have to make everything really dark. Let me just go ahead and put like these here. That'd be really cool. And then another one all up in here. And my arm is starting. Yeah, it's crazy that they exist. Okay. Goes on the edges. And then everything else would have to be darker. Gotta talk to myself through it, you know. And then everything else is dark. See, now I'm like in the zone. It's kind of like exercising. My hand is burning. I can feel the burn. I can feel the calories just disappearing from my arm. It's so exciting to see what it could be. What it could become. Little by little. Well, hello, Jerome. Awesome art. Thank you. You should have seen what it looked like when we first started. I think we all were in the valley of doubt there for quite the time. But she's coming around the mountain. She's coming. Nobody had stronger doubts than I did. that looks pretty cool, right? Looks like it's billowing. It's not done yet, but it looks like it has some light shining from behind it, and everything else just needs to be darkened. Again, this is just really, really the first layer coupled with a little bit of the second layer. Yeah, that looks really cool. You can see it twigs. Definitely see it catching light. That's great. Yeah, it does look like there's some fire behind it, which I really like. The idea that there's some fire behind it. I can't wait to try to get the water to glow too. All this is going to get significantly darker. Um, yeah. And then you know what? We're not going to be outlining like all of these little dots. We're just like where the strongest ones are. And so I can already see that it's kind of got like in this area here, and then just kind of keep it curved in. So it's going to be really cool for sure. Yeah, I think, oops, even though I really want to keep going, I think I might have to just have, hey, rookie, we are working on a secret special project. It's not really that secret, but it's a special project. If you check out his channel. Thank you. You can see the ship. Earlier we were not sure. But I will have to maybe just do another stream this weekend, because I can like it's starting to hurt right in here, and I got to take care of myself, otherwise I can't create any kind of art. So yeah, so this is what we've got going on so far with our space pirate ship. Can't wait to try to get that planet back there, even though I've got very few splatter going on here. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I know that I started late, but gosh, this is what 2 hours of work will get you. So again, hopefully you can kind of see, and appreciate what we artists go through. Now, I'm not trying to like shame anybody. That's all. I just want you, I don't know. I just want people to understand, like, it takes a long time to get stuff done, and we don't even know what the crap we're doing half the time. So we're just trying it out, trial and error. But thank you for coming along with me on this journey so far. And if you're new here, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what you see. This is unorthodox. Usually we're creating fuzzy, furry, scaly creatures, combination of both, on Thursday nights. But tonight, this is what we're working on. And come back and visit and hang out. Got a new episode, a new video, I should say, coming out on Monday. And looking forward to that. And of course, going to be some shorts in between of some fun little art projects I've been working on. So like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And feel free to check out the links in the description box down below. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your evening. I hope that you go into this week, this weekend, I should say, just ready to relax, ready to enjoy whatever comes at you. Or if you have to work, I hope that you know that you're doing great things. You're providing for your family. You're providing for yourself. You're working towards a goal in the future. You're working towards a vacation, or maybe you're working towards a new computer or a new video game or something fun to do on the weekend. Maybe you're just doing it for something boring like groceries, but we need those. We need groceries. So if you have to work this weekend, just know that you're doing good things, and that if nobody seems to admire you for working so hard, just know that I do. There's a lot of people that aren't working hard enough these days. And so the fact that you're working this weekend, that means something. That means you're a person of integrity. You're a person of value. You're a person of moral and ethics. You're doing good, amazing work. And if nobody sees it, just know that God sees it. And God likes hard workers. If you read through the Bible, he appreciates and he thinks very highly of hard workers. So just know that God sees you and he thinks you're doing great work too, not just me. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Good sleep. Maybe get some tea, listen to a book, watch a fireplace roar, depending on where you are at. And I'll catch you guys later. Thank you again so much for hanging out.